Hey, what's up, everybody? For this impromptu live, I want to say a big shout out to Kilted Bourbon in the house. Good to see Kilted Bourbon. I got Alan C. always in the house. Alan, you remember when we used to do these all the time? We would do these live streams 3 and 4 times a day, sometimes during the pandemic. Got Philip Bosch, always good to see Club Marzipan member Philip Bosch saying he's listening in while finishing the workday. Hope the boss doesn't see that. Don't want to get you in trouble. Yeah, good to see everyone. Good to see everyone. This is an impromptu tasting. I'll be doing a lot of these as we kind of round out the year for my top 100 tasting. And so here are the few things that I have kind of grabbed like right now for me to taste. Southern Star. So I've got a Southern Star bottled and bond straight rye whiskey. Really big fans of these guys. Really, really awesome distillery. Yellow Rose Outlaw bourbon whiskey, pot distilled, 92 proof. I don't have a lot of details on these things, so I'm going to be bringing up the details as we go. Another Yellow Rose from Travis County. This one is 86 proof. And then I've got Chattanooga whiskey right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight to it. Hey, listen, if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I'm going to have the bottle, whatever I'm tasting, right next to me, so y'all be able to see it. I'm going to try and get as much information on these bottles as I can. By the way, if you didn't know, I have a new book coming out. This is it right here. I actually have a couple copies like this. If you would like a copy of an advanced review copy, you can see it's all right here. It's in paperback. The actual one that you'll buy will be hardcover. I'd love to send you one. Do a little giveaway here. While we're doing these impromptu live streams, just put in the comments or put in the chat what you think of vodka, and I will do a random drawing and find a way to see if I can find a way to get a hold of you, and then send you a signed copy. So this is my new book, Bottom Shelf, coming out in February. It is my heart and soul. It's a memoir, kind of how I got into bourbon, and then basically how I recovered from the Iraq War, and how bourbon was a big part of that story. So we are going to start with the Yellow Rose Travis County blended bourbon, and so I'm going to get some details on that one. Like I told you, didn't pull all the details on these guys before I did before I pulled them. Okay, so here's what I got here. So this is a $40 product, and it is let's see the details here. It is 100% Texas corn, and I got some details on their website. 86 proof, we know that. And let's see, I don't have any details about the actual whiskey. So it's 86 proof. It's a blend. The blend is 100% Texas corn, and it's quote inspired by the Austin vibe. Yada yada yada. Don't see any details about the actual whiskey. Not saying that the details of the actual whiskey are out there, but yeah. It's not. Let's see if it's on the bottle here. Nope. Not a lot here on the label. So the first thing I'll be tasting is a Texas blend. Okay, so I want to go in the comments here. Mr. Zanzibar says vodka sucks. Robert Hunter says vodka sucks. Big ones. You know what? Kilted Bourbon says happy Thanksgiving Eve. I should have led with that. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Philip says he kind of likes vodka. I don't know if he's ever shared that with me. So I don't hate you for that. Kilted Bourbon does say vodka sucks, but does make a decent jello shot. However, I've started using bourbon and vodka is now good for nothing. Well, Kilted Bourbon, vodka can always be used as a toilet cleaner. Like it's what we use in the Minnick household if we happen to have vodka in the house. Makes that for a fantastic toilet cleaner. Okay, so here is what we're tasting. The $40 Yellow Rose 86 proof Travis County blend. And I'm trying to get this thing all set up here for you to let's see, it's kind of about to fall. I should probably have a better setup. But listen, you don't come here for the fancy setups. Don't come here for the graphics. I think you come here because you want my opinion on stuff. This smells like two corns on the cob getting together at a gas station and saying, listen, we can be used for this ethanol here, or we can be using a bottle of bourbon. So let's become a bottle of bourbon and go in a barrel. So it's very corn-centric. You know, it ain't half bad. Actually, it ain't half bad at all for $40. Yeah, I mean, for $40, 86 proof. This is exactly, I mean, like, this is like bourbon and Coke kind of situation. This is cocktails. I mean, I don't think you're going to hear many people saying, like, this is my everyday sipper. But, boy, if you're in the mood, if you're in the need for replacing your Evan Williams or your Jack Daniels or your Jim Beam for a Coke, I could see this working out nicely. It tastes pretty nice. I mean, it's not Fancy Town. It's not Fancy Town one bit, but it'll get the job done. It tastes fine. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not over here saying this is going to be top 100 contender or it's whiskey of the year. I'm saying that when you're in that kind of like budget mindset and you're in that $35 to $40 something you want with Coke, you know, and you want to support someone smaller, Yellow Rose is I think this is pretty good representation of a lower proof product. So yeah, give that a shot. But again, not top 100 material. We are looking for what could be top 100 material, what is good, what could be that next thing, you know, what could make the list. Now, right now, I've got 4 things to taste. I've got other things in the office, and if y'all twist my arm, I may very well taste those other things. So, put in the comment section what you're planning to drink with your turkey, or put in the chat what you're planning to drink with the turkey. I would love to know. So I'm switching up from what is a blended bourbon, to a rye, and this is a bottled and bond rye. So let me see if I can get that picture view in there for you a little better. Boom. So real fancy town here. All right, so let's take a look at here what this is. Southern Star, bottled and bond rye. Let's see what this bad boy is going for. All right, so we got this one going for $35. Another like nice value proposition. Let's see if we get a little bit more information from their website. Like I told you all, I didn't do it. This is real impromptu. I didn't get all my stuff together for it, but if I would have waited for that, I probably would not have gotten to this live stream. Okay, so not a lot of details on the whiskey here, a lot of tasting notes. I believe I saw my boys at Breaking Bourbon Really big fans of Breaking Bourbon. If y'all don't follow Breaking Bourbon, you're missing out. Okay, let's see if they got any details. All right, so what we have here, we have a mash bill. This is on the Breaking Bourbon website, not from me. 51% rye, 39% corn, 10% malted barley. It's at least 4 years old. No actual age statement with this, but distilled at Southern Distilling, which we did know. And, it says the SRP is $50, but I saw it on a website for like $35. So there could be some fluctuation there on the pricing. Alan says you got to have some wild turkey on Thanksgiving. Got to give a nice single barrel at there. Tim Harper says turkey and Club Marzipan forbidden single barrel pick. By the way, that may be the best single barrel that we've released to date. That forbidden was pretty amazing. I also really like the Gypsy from that blend we did with Eric Church, but I don't think that would be. I don't think that'd be the winning ticket for the turkey. By the way, I'm not always a fan of pairing wild turkey with turkey. I don't think that's always the best pairing. So anyway, here we go. Oh my God. Oh, that smells amazing. That's just straight up honey. I really love this smell. Yeah, this does not smell like a rye. So a lot of ryes will come out of the gate smelling like spice, or it'll come out smelling like herbs. So those are real classic notes for a rye on the nose. Occasionally you'll also get rye bread. Obviously, it's rye, right? So it should smell like rye bread. It should have some of those notes. But when you are tasting rye and you smell that sweetness, your mind can start going down the road of like, oh, this doesn't smell like all the other ryes I've had in my life. So you start like thinking about like, oh, it's too sweet. But we did see that the mash bill here, the mash bill is 51% rye. So it's a very low percentage of rye. So this is one of those that could actually be tasting more like a bourbon because there's so much corn content in there. Also, that being said, a lot of distillers don't like, fermenting rye because rye is a very high enzyme, highly active grain that can get out of the tanks, and it can make for a very messy distillery if you don't have it figured out, if you don't have the right enzymes. So distilling rye is very, very tricky, and there's a reason why historically Kentucky bourbon distillers were like, I ain't going to touch rye. I hate rye. It screws up the whole distillery. Like, you've talked to some of the old timers, you'll hear all about it. Fortunately, there's been a lot of enzymes and things that have been introduced into making American whiskey that have made their jobs a lot easier. Thank the Lord for that. Yeah, just really nice, sweet smelling. On my third or fourth whiff, I do get like some nice like grass notes, little pine. So we're catching up to some of the rye. Oh man, that is good. That is good. We're talking like, I want you to imagine a chocolate brownie. Well, of course, I think all brownies are chocolate. There might be some like blonde brownies or something, but they still have that kind of like that chocolate essence. And you take a big old bite, and you get that walnut, and there's a nice walnut note there in the brownie. And then you come back, and you're like, I want to have it again. I want to take another bite. And then you get in the middle of that bite, and there's a jalapeno. So imagine like a jalapeno in the middle of this beautiful brownie with walnuts in it, and then you get a little bite of a jalapeno, which I just read the other day. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like someone did a study of people who eat jalapenos have like lower risks of cancer. And I'm like, I eat a lot of jalapenos. Always have. My whole family has. So, I don't know, just some random thought there that I read. I want to taste it again. So my primary notes here is that like chocolate brownie note, walnut, jalapeno. Let's see if there's any second or third tier notes coming in. Okay, that's interesting. Little cherry cola note kind of coming in after that, and then I will say the second tasting did not hold as strong as the first tasting, so kind of fell off a little bit. Meaning that's around the time I'm beginning to look for finish, like how long is it on my tongue? It's just not going to hold up in like in a tasting for me. So, at this juncture of my tasting, I'm kind of like I'm tasting things. I'm trying to say like we are going to move this forward into like a top 100 tasting, or we're not. So I'm kind of I kind of have that mindset on, and I just don't think that this is going to be there. It's very good. It's very good, but it's not top 100 material. So we're going to go on to the next tasting here. We're going to go back to Yellow Rose. This is their Outlaw Bourbon. Okay. So this is 100% from corn, pot distilled in Texas. And let's see what kind of action is. Yeah. Oh, they got a nice little thing at the top. Let's see if that comes off. I like the packaging. Yeah, I thought that might be like a quarter or something. It looks like a cool little thing. You might be able to pop it off. No, I'm not able to get underneath there very good. Mason Reed asked me if I have had any of this year's stags. The answer is no. I have not had any of the stags. I have not had any of the BTAC or this year's Pappy. It's not that I've been slacking. It's that I have actually been, I had eye surgery. I had the whole book thing, and then I've just not been able to get down and taste. So I'm actually working with a retailer in town to taste through everything. So stay tuned for that, for me to be able to get through that tasting. So here's the deal about it. I usually get samples from everyone, and this year I did not get samples from everyone, and it's like it is what it is. It's part of the game. Sometimes as a taster you get those things, but a lot of people have actually lost their jobs this past year, and so a lot of people I normally work with are gone, and so it's not that people are being like saying like, well, we don't want to send you anything. You give negative reviews, so we don't trust you to give a positive review, which I don't give a shit if they trust me or not. I'm going to review it. So there's been a major stoppage, if you will, in samples coming out. So I'm working with a retailer to get some of these more allocated things to taste at their place. So details on that coming. So I do not actually have details on this from their website. What I do have is I have just some general notes out there. 100% corn, we do know that's 100% Texas corn, and I've got like an estimate of like 5 years old. I don't know how accurate that is, so it's not exactly something I would, I can't say for certain that it's 5 years old. Let me see. I'm on the Total Wine website right now. Let's see if that gives me anything. Nope. No details on the age. But if it's less than, there's no age statement on here. So if it's less than 4 years old, they are required by federal guidelines to note what the age is. So it is what it is. But the price on this is $53.99 on Total Wine. So, whew. Man, this smells like floor sweepings and the creation of paint. Man, whew. Yeah, this is part of the job of everyone like sees me being like a taster and like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. I wish I could taste George T. Stagg all the time. Ooh, you get to taste Pappy. Oh, you got Parker's Heritage before anyone else. They don't see this. I mean, sometimes y'all see it because I review it, but I mean, this is 3/4 of my career smelling and about to taste things that I know I'm not going to like. I mean, this has like all the makings of a disaster for me, and I'm still going to taste it. That being said, I mean, I guess it could change my mind, but it smells like floor sweepings and like, you know, paint, like actual paint, like on the walls, not drywall, but paint. Oh, all right. Well, cheers. Nope. Nope. It's not even gonna. We're not even going to. We're just gonna leave it at that and move on. Okay. Okay. So, Chattanooga whiskey is a distillery in Tennessee, obviously. To be one of the most important distilleries in I would say in the last like 25 years, because these guys, when they opened up or when they were trying to open up, the laws were not there for them to, the laws were not actually there for them to legally open a distillery. So these guys changed all the laws or worked to change all the laws in the state of Tennessee so they could operate Chattanooga whiskey. And what that did was that opened the door for all of these craft distillers around the state of Tennessee. So when I tell you that this is one of the most important distilleries of the last 25 years, I without a doubt mean it. Now, their whiskey has always been fantastic, but the one thing that Chattanooga whiskey lacks is a consistency of putting out the same product over and over and over again. They are really good at putting out, like, I would consider them kind of be like a craft brewer in that they have like special releases and they have a really great following and all that, but it's not like Heaven Hill, which has Evan Williams 86 proof black label, and you know what you're getting all the time. These guys are putting out really great stuff, but it's never the same. So let's see what we have here. We have a Pinot Noir cask finish, straight bourbon whiskey finished in Pinot Noir casks, and it's a Tennessee high malt, so they do a lot of high malt stuff. They got a batch number on here for me, but I don't think that's necessary to read. Just in case someone wants to catch it on the replay, 24H13R. That is the batch number. Okay. Now it's time for me to go to the Google to see what this is all about, because as I've mentioned, I did not do a good job of getting my research in prior to going live. Pinot finish. Okay, so let's see if there's the price on this looks like it's between 45 and 80 bucks, so it's kind of like all over the place. Let's see what they say about it on the website. So it's from a Russian River Pinot cask. This has a 25% specialty malt in it. And let's see, it's older than 4 years old. Batch size is 8 to 10 months. It's been finished in these Russian River Pinot Noir barrels for 6 months. And let's see what the mash bill is. See what they say it is. Okay, so... Oh, I got to tell you, I really like this. I've never seen this. Chattanooga lists all of their mash bills on here. It's they kind of do this like they have a coding system like Four Roses. I'm actually going to put this in the chat. I appreciate this. Okay. I'm going to taste it now. Okay. This smells like grapes, like grape juices, grapes getting smashed. Not like I don't want to say it smells like wine. I don't think that's right. It doesn't smell like wine. It smells like grapes. And before it's wine, they're grapes. You could say like grape bubble gum. That's probably a good way to put it. Like the Big League Chew. Open it up, smell it. You got that smell of yeah. On the palate, it's kind of light. I am not getting a ton of flavor on this. I mean, it's not off-putting. It's not like I'm licking paint over here. Which I can just imagine Tim from Chattanooga is like, yes, we don't taste like paint. Woo! That's every distiller's dream, is to not taste like paint. Yeah, it's not really doing it for me. It's not. It is very grape centric. It's very grape soda. It's got some spice in there, but it's not doing it for me. It doesn't move the needle past like a grape soda note. I think some people will like this, but I'm not here to necessarily break down everything. I'm not necessarily breaking down everything right now with it. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is this top 100 material or not? And no, it's actually not top 100 material. And we just got our first down like of the show, so that's probably going to be a Chattanooga whiskey fan. Apologies to that person, but I can't change who I am. No more than you can like a video that you don't like. All right, so that's through the first 4 that I was going to taste. I'm happy. I'm going to grab a couple more to include some boxes that I've got back there. If y'all want to hang with me real tight, just keep in there and just keep in the chat, keep talking. I'm going to grab some boxes, some new glasses, and we're going to keep this little live stream going. All right, we got a Garrison Brothers, another Chattanooga whiskey. This is like the old days, right? Yeah, who remembers the what's in the box segments from back in the day? Back when I was like dropping videos like every other 5 minutes, it seems like. Okay, so this one is from a PR person I know pretty well. She represents a few different distilleries. All right, so this is a new Riff. It is, winter whiskey. Yeah, that's always a good one. Winter whiskey is always an exciting product. And the sherry finish. Well, I don't know if I want to taste both of those. I don't really want to taste the sherry. I think I'll just do the winter whiskey on that one. All right, so let's start with the winter whiskey from New Riff. Let me tell you all about it. Okay. All right. When we considered putting oats in bourbon, our distillers' minds went to the chocolate oatmeal stouts we enjoyed in our brewing careers. Those rich stouts and resultant winter whiskey imbue our palates with the warmth and cheer of the season. Winter whiskey is a bourbon with a unique spice of raw and malted oats, backed by roasted cocoa notes of chocolate malt. All right, I don't want to get into their notes there. So it's 65% corn, 20% malted oats, 7% pale ale malt, 5% steel cut raw oats, and 3% chocolate malt. Aged at least 4 years and bottled at 100 proof. All right. I'm going to rinse my palate out here. Yeah, winter whiskey from New Riff has been a nice little touch over the years. And of course, these are media samples. I mean, everything I've got it in my description. Everything I get is pretty much a sample from someone, but that doesn't mean anything. Oh, Jeff in here talking about vodka sucking. That's what I'm talking about. The question is, Jeff, how bad does vodka suck? Question came in. Do you like any old line products besides sherry finished? Oh, I love the straight up malt. It's probably my favorite malt, American single malt. They do a great job. I was hanging out with them a couple weeks ago at the Jim Gaffigan event. We actually went out afterward, and it was a good time. All right, this is smelling very much like an oatmeal stout. It smells like a beer. And it does not taste good. It's just a little too It tastes like oatmeal you left out for too long, and there might be a little bit of growth on it. And blue cheese. This is not good. I would even say like, I say like I have that kind of like borderline, when I do my scores in Club Marzipan, I say like anything, I'm not a fan of the term drain pour because like everything can be drinkable to somebody. And I'm trying to figure out who this is drinkable for because it ain't drinkable for me. And it's got like this rotten, like oatmeal vegetable kind of note to it that I don't find to be drinkable for anyone. But I also like blue cheese, and my wife is like that. And I love goat cheese, and my wife is like, oh, that's disgusting. Like she hates those flavors. So maybe if you like those kind of notes, then maybe you like this one, but it's not for me. So we're going to go ahead and kick the New Riff winter whiskey to the curb. Yeah, that was rough. Man, I feel bad. Like normally, like I have some good stuff to taste. You know what? There is something good I tasted. I'm going to grab, it's right over here. So, I just did this whole thing with Derek Trucks over my whiskey club, Club Marzipan, for the members who were there. Put in the comments or the chat what you thought about the tasting with Derek Trucks. But he's got a brand out called APW, and he's got a new release out called APW and DWP, The Search. And it's a 10-year-old Kentucky bourbon. And so Derek Trucks is, of course, the greatest guitarist, in my opinion, alive today. Just absolute phenomenal human being. He and I have actually become friends, and DWP is Danny Wimmer Presents, whom I've worked with for 10 years with Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. And this is his latest release. I actually have not formally reviewed it. As always, I have tasted this before, but now I'm going to actually review it. I don't know if it's eligible for the top 100 with the whatchamacallit, the bottle count and what have you. It's definitely, it comes in this, and he designed it for you to drink it, straight from your jeans to here. Hey, you pull this out of your ass pocket and you drink from it. So he was definitely did not have a Glencairn in mind when he made this. So this is an actual proper formal review of APW and DWP. The Search. So I've had a trio of really bad whiskeys back to back to back. And I just got to say, I'm thankful that I can smell something that I know is Kentucky straight bourbon and I know is going to do my palate right. It has been like a rough time on this tasting here. I've had like 3 or 4 in a row that just were like awful. One was okay. The first one I had was okay, but the rest were just... The Chattanooga one wasn't for me, but the rest were really bad. Okay. All right, so getting a lot of like fruit notes, some dried apricot, some blueberries, blackberries. It's like a little honey in there. Hey, speaking of my boys from Breaking Bourbon, check that out. I'm drinking out of their glass. Love Breaking Bourbon. Really great dudes. Oh, man. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for giving me bourbon that was not bad. That is so good. Oh. I needed that. I legit needed that. I have been through the ringer of the last 3 or 4 tastes, and that's got a nice, beautiful brown sugar note. By the way, I'm not really crying. My eyes are fucked up from all the shit they've been through in the last couple months. So don't take the wetness of the eyes of being crying over the bourbon. I'm not. I do like it a lot, but it ain't making me cry, okay? And I have cried over bourbon before. Why am I even talking about this? But the point is, my eyes are fucked up. This is absolutely on the nose, dried apricot city, on the palate, brown sugar bomb. I just cannot get over how much I love this brown sugar note. I absolutely love it. You know what? I got a few more things to taste here, but I'm going to set this off the side. Got date night tonight. My mother-in-law is taking the kids before Thanksgiving, and Jacqueline and I are going to get to go have a proper dinner. Really excited about that. Yeah, this will definitely be top 100 if it's eligible. So what I'm looking for, there has to be enough bottles in the ecosystem where someone can buy it, and it cannot be a single barrel, which is basically limited to whatever came from the barrel. And my normal, I think my normal bottle count was like 750, but I can't allow 750 of these 200 mLs out on the market. Like, I need to make sure that there's more than that. Like, this is how he bottles it. Nothing wrong with that. But if there's only 700 of these, I'm sorry, but it won't be eligible. But it's really, really fantastic. And it actually is one of the best bourbons I've tasted all year. One of the other best bourbons I've tasted was his 15-year-old, which was part of that whole buff turkey business, you know. Which, what a time to be alive if you're a whiskey drinker. If you love bourbon right now, man, I'm seeing Stag on the shelves. Blanton's is everywhere. People are talking about how Buffalo Trace, you can go to Buffalo Trace and get all kinds of stuff. It is absolutely crazy how much stuff is on the shelves today. And I remember when people, 5 years ago in the height of the bourbon boom, and people are like, I can't wait for the bourbon bubble to bust because that means all the stuff will come back here. And I was always very much against that because I was like, people are going to lose their jobs, and, that has happened. And I also didn't think that people would be able to find these products again, but I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. Okay, so here we are going to go to Cold Zero. Now, these guys made my top 100 a couple years ago. They are a veteran-owned company, and as you can see from the boots behind me, I'm an Iraq vet. I'm very proud of being an Iraq vet, and these guys have been on my radar for a while. A couple years ago, I thought their whiskey was really good. Last year, I was just like, eh. So this year, let's see what it tastes like. This is going to be a 7-year-old American whiskey, and it's got. It looks like it's finished 3 years in red wine barrels. That's a long ass time. That's a real long time. Only 164. There's 250 bottles. This is bottle 164. So regardless, this will not be top 100 eligible. There's just not enough bottles of this one. But still, this might be something that you could find out there. It's a barrel. It could be fantastic, and might be something you want to add to your collection. All right. Well, this thing is on here like 550 cord tied 7 times. That's for all my military people out there. There we go. All right. There we go. So, when something's been in a wine barrel for so long, you expect it to smell like wine. I don't smell a lot of wine. I don't smell any wine notes in here. It smells good though. Smells real nice. Very floral. Floral, maybe a little spice. But yeah. Not much other than that. Okay. Yeah, I like the approach of it. It definitely feels. It kind of feels like it could be a Manhattan. It feels like a barrel aged Manhattan. It has like some vermouthy notes to it. It's very nice. Like I actually would like this on the rocks, splash of water and a steak. I think this could be a really good sipper over a dinner. That's very good. Yeah, kudos to these guys. This is a fantastic release. Unfortunately, due to the quantity of what is bottled here, it will not be eligible for the top 100. So, all right, I got 2 more. Get your questions in. And I'd love to answer any questions that you may have. All right. Oh. Okay. All right, so this is an Old Stubborn release. Old Stubborn has made the top 100 before. And let's see if there's a batch number to it. I just have, it's 123.8 proof. Let's see if I have any age. No age. Okay, so this is a hand marriage of 10, 11, and 12-year-old pot still straight bourbon. Bottled in Kentucky. Oh, this is batch number 1. Oh, I've already reviewed this. Yeah, this actually made my top 100. I'm not going to review this again. Huh. This bottle must have just been kind of hiding in my review area for me to take home. Yeah, since I've already reviewed that, I will not review that one again. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go to Garrison Brothers. Okay. There we go. All right, this is the Sonora Texas Straight Bourbon finished in rye whiskey barrels. Oh, that'll be fun. Okay. Here we go. All right, you see that? Let me try to get that over a little bit more for you. All right, let's see if there's some age information on here. Food grade, #1 white corn. You know, we know that about Garrison Brothers. Okay, Sonora endured 7 scorching Texas summers, first in white American oak, then finished in rye whiskey barrels. The results, notes, I don't want to read their notes, but so you're basically, 7 summers is a way of saying it's 6 to 7 years old. Okay. Bringing it to the nose, and it is, definitely different. It's gonna sound weird, but it reminds me of this Argentinian restaurant we go to. They take plantains and they smash them and they fry them. It smells like fried plantains, but like really dense. It's actually kind of sweet. It's really sweet, actually. I like. It has a nice approach of like caramel chew and spice like back and forth. This one just may make the top 100. It's it checks a lot of boxes for me. It completely coats my entire palate. Curls up underneath, hits a little bit of the sides, tickles the roof of my palate. Has a dominant note and caramel. Has a really strong secondary note and spice, and it's got the right proof. It's got it's got a lot going on. I like this a lot. The smell, though, is like the fried plantain note. That's one you got to smell to really appreciate it. It's not normal, and so I don't know. I don't know where that would actually come from with an American whiskey. Actually, I have no idea where that would come from. Kind of intrigued by that, really. But I do find it to be quite good. Okay. I'm going to taste that Ass Pocket whiskey one more time. Oh, yeah. The winner of the tasting is the Ass Pocket whiskey for me. Second would be Garrison Brothers. After that would be the first Yellow Rose I had. And then after that, I don't even want to try to rank them. Probably be Chattanooga after that. And then giant drop of don't want to taste it, don't want it in my life, get away from me kind of stuff. So let's get to the questions here. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to the channel. The channel, if you're not familiar with my channel, I was hot and heavy during the pandemic, live streaming probably 2-3 times a day, and kind of got really involved with like celebrity interviews for the Fred Minnick show, and decided to pull away from that a little bit and start a new show with Jared Allen called Fourth and Neat. Jared's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and has a mutual curiosity of conspiracy theories like I do. And we just have fun. We just go over there and have fun, and that's basically what we do over there at Fourth and Neat. So talking dumb stuff, and so this channel is primarily going to be a bourbon-centric review channel, from here on out. Basically the DNA of what it was originally. So let's get to the questions here. And if you have a question you'd like to ask me, go ahead and drop it in here, and I'll be happy to answer it. All right, Kitsap Whiskey Society. What's your favorite bourbon profile? I like cherry, cola, and oak, and then nutty, candy bar, and baking spices. So I don't really have a favorite profile. I'm more of like, how does it feel on my tongue? I care more about mouthfeel than I do flavor profile, if that makes sense. Like I want to see movement on my tongue. There are flavors that I absolutely like more than others, without a doubt. I think everyone has that. We're human. We're things are subjective there. But if something is on my palate that is all moving on my palate in comparison to something that has the flavors that I personally like, but is not tracking the palate like the other one is, I'll choose the one that doesn't have the flavors that I necessarily like based on how it feels on the palate. Because I'm tasting on like trying to give the best review, the best possible description of a whiskey that I can, versus choosing something for myself. Now, if you're asking me to what I'm drinking at home, that's a different conversation. That's a whole different deal. So if you're asking me that question, what am I choosing? That's different. Philip said, congratulations to Old Stubborn for making the top 100. Absolutely. Fantastic company. Love those guys. Stymies, Nerdly 771. What's a great pairing bourbon to take to a Thanksgiving dinner? Not a basic bottle, but under $75 would be nice. Woo! That's a good question. I'm going to go... So you got to go with, like, how, I have to ask the question, how is the turkey cooked? If the turkey is smoked, if it's smoky, then I'm going to go with I'm probably going to go with a high rye bourbon like Four Roses. Something that can stand up to the smoke, something that's spicy. If it is, oven cooked for a long period of time and the skin is not crispy, some people like that kind of like stretchy skin. I like crispy skin, but some people like the stretchy skin. Like, to me, you need an ever mouth coating bourbon that has some sweetness to it. So I'd probably go with Woodford Double Oak because that's a very sweet bourbon. But if you have like an oven cooked, crispy turkey, boy, I'm under $75. I don't know what the price point on those old Jefferson's Twin Oaks are, but I did that with the turkey, and that's probably been my favorite pairing with a turkey. It had like a bitterness that really matched that crispiness of the turkey. I think they may be more than $75 though. So how about a high rye peerless small batch? There you go. That, I think that could hold up real nicely. The oils and that's really good. Alan asks, what are some easy bourbons that you recommend for Thanksgiving? So accessible. Well, I kind of covered that a little bit. I'll add one there, Old Forester 1920. Alan, I think you are a big fan of that. Old Forester 1920, I think, could go good with the right turkey. Tim says, not a fan of Jefferson's, but got the cask strength at 130 proof. Really different and good. Have you tried it? I've had a lot of Jefferson's. I don't know if I've had that one. I don't know. Sid asks, my granddaughter said, "You're silly." Well, thank you, Sid. I appreciate that. Mason Reed says, is the bourbon market trending up or down currently? And where do you see it going? Overall optimistic or pessimistic? Well, it's a constant discussion, right, Mason? Like, we're constantly talking about it. It's in the news all the time. And certainly the farm bill and how THC has been treated has been all a part of that conversation. And it's no secret that the alcohol industry has been actively trying to, like, stop the flow of marijuana and THC drinks to get people, drinking again. And there's the generation. Now there's an article that came out that Gen Z would rather go work out than go to happy hour, which, back in my day, we did both. So I don't know. When I was in the Army, we'd stay out pretty late and then still show up to formation. So I just think it's different, and I don't think people value social interactions like we did growing up because they have this, social interaction today, and even you all to some extent watching me is all on the phone. It is what it is, Maybe it will change, but I did see some data recently, Mason, that people are still buying the good stuff at a high rate. That has not changed. What has changed is people are not buying Jack Daniels or Jim Beam 80 proof. That stuff's down, okay? But you are buying 107 proof, cask strength, and dare I say hazmat at high numbers. So there you go. All right. Any other questions? Okay, so we got Kilted Bourbon. Did you get the Archer Eland Media Kits? If so, you try them yet? I have the Suede on pre-order. You know, I think I saw it in the office. I think I did, but I'm done for tasting tonight though. I will check it out though for you, Gilded. So let's see here. We got Dennis Fitz says he just became a Club Marzipan member. Awesome. Welcome. Gonna be some good times. You'll enjoy it. All right. Let's see what other questions we got here. Sid says King of Kentucky goes good with turkey. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Big Whiskey says Distillery 291 for mouthfeel. I like that one. I like that a lot. Well, I've enjoyed this impromptu tasting with you all. It's been nice. Be expecting more of these. Be expecting me to just like come out on like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and say, all right, I got to taste through these. Would you join me? That sort of thing. I know you all like to plan around them sometimes, but unfortunately, I am not at liberty to be able to do that. But I do got to get through these tastings, and I appreciate you all tuning in with me. Oh, this Ass Pocket whiskey is so good. Kind of feels like the old days. I ain't gonna lie. I've really enjoyed this. I really do miss doing the live streams. Sometimes, you get busy doing other things, and you're like, man, I really like doing all that. But it's also like, life happens. You get to writing a book. You try to get healthy. And you have eye surgery. Yada, yada, yada. I know. Enough with excuses. I know. But I want to tell you all, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. Give your loved ones a big hug. You never know how much longer that we have with each other. The world is a weird place, and you just don't know. So give your loved ones a hug. Sip some good bourbon with them if they're of age. And just remember, vodka sucks. Cheers.